Hey guys, Slater Magic here, and I'm just waiting for the weather to get better so I can film one of the dumbest videos in the history of the internet. Not even just my channel. I've actually been talking about this video on Twitter and in comments and in other videos for probably 6 months now. So this is by far the best video idea I've ever had. Now you may recall we built a bulletproof vest out of magic cards and shot it, and then we taught a dog to play magic. I've shot cards out of a shotgun. We've put foil cards in the microwave and boiled them and exposed them to acid and tasers and other high voltage electricity. This beats all of it. The script for this is so just mind-bendingly stupid. I mean, I feel dumber just thinking about it, but in like a funny way. So look forward to that. Definitely hit the subscribe button because you do not want to miss it. It is going to be really funny, and I hope to shoot it sometime around this week or next week. The weather is absolute hell in Wisconsin right now, though. I mean, it's terrible. Anyway, if you thought that we were done talking about the card bans, oh no, it's still sending ripples through the MTG community. So the question has been bouncing around between a lot of people. Why did Wizards pull a complete 180? Because the last ban cycle, they banned absolutely nothing except, I think there was, like I said, that one card from Pauper, but whatever, we saw that one coming. But in Standard and Modern, which is where the core of the players are, they didn't ban anything. And arguably, the state of Modern was just as bad, and the state of Standard, I don't think anything necessarily needed a ban other than Collected Company. And yes, Collected Company should have been banned from Standard. That is definitely the case. But I would say that the state of Standard was a lot better before Kaladesh came out, that's for sure. A lot of the broken cards were actually from Eldritch Moon though, so it's kind of in that area. So why did Wizards go from the maximum level of hands off, just we're not going to touch it, and by extension, basically, people are complaining about Modern. They're complaining about Modern. Nobody is happy about Modern. Everybody won't stop complaining about Modern. You know, even the pro players, the people who actually go play Modern professionally, they're still complaining about Modern. Even the announcers at the events are complaining about the state of Modern. The people watching the live stream are complaining about the same stupid decks and the same overpowered decks. They're like, oh, what's he playing? Oh, Affinity. Okay, I'm going to go cook some mac and cheese because I have better things to do with my life than watch that garbage. Now, Jund versus Zoo, okay, I would watch that. That's like a real actual game of Magic where you actually use creatures and spells and mana to cast things and do things and swing at your opponent. You know, Magic the Gathering. It's not called Magic the deck goes into the graveyard and then reverses it and then recycles it again and then dredges everything and brings out 16 copies of a creature. If there was a game called that, I wouldn't play it. So in Wizards' own explanation, they didn't ban Dredge earlier because a couple cards just made it worse. A couple cards that were very recently printed. So those cards were going from Standard to Modern and making the deck just a little bit too good. That was not the case during the last ban cycle, so that's their explanation for not banning it before, but banning it now. That's what changed. And okay, I mean, I buy that to an extent, but, you know, they could have banned any of the other obnoxious decks that are, quote, detrimental to the format. Everybody's been talking about non-interactive. Get rid of the non-interactive crap. Nobody likes Solitaire, okay? Which is, by the way, a real actual format. People aren't just using the term Solitaire. There is actually an MTG format called Solitaire. It's a one-player format. Look it up. But you can't just say, okay, some things changed and now 5 cards gotta go. Because honestly, 3 of them were in Standard and Smuggler's Copter was in Kaladesh. So obviously things have changed since the last potential ban cycle, right? Well, not quite, because their reasoning for banning some of the cards was perfectly true before, just with different situations. So they had said that Dredge turned Modern into too much of a battle of the sideboards, and that has been almost exclusively a complaint from the pro-level players. They all want like stuff like Blood Moon banned because it's just sideboarded in, pull it and win, don't pull it, lose. Simple. It's a binary condition. It's stupid. You might as well be playing rock, paper, scissors because that's all it turns the game into, and that's boring and stupid to watch. So considering they're already calling Magic the Gathering online streaming an esport, even though you're using paper cards, those aren't the 2 adjectives you want to describe your gameplay. Now, let me just add one thing. If they were to do like a 90s Nickelodeon level like physical challenge in the middle of like a 5-turn final table, Who the hell wouldn't watch that? I mean, make people like jump on a I don't know, a little tiny bicycle and like ride it around an obstacle course while people throw slime at them or something. Oh my God, they could do an American Gladiators thing. Between rounds, if you want your sideboard, that sideboard is at the center of an arena and your opponent is up on the final tower with a tennis ball cannon. So they're firing tennis balls at you while you're trying to, zigzag between the different, cover areas, kind of like paintball. And if you reach the final tower, then there's your sideboard, and now you can sideboard. But if they hit you with the tennis ball, you don't get to sideboard. Oh, Desolator, that's stupid. You know damn well you would watch that. I'd watch it, you'd watch it, and your mom would probably watch it. Hey, if they want to up the viewership, they gotta go nuts with it, okay? They gotta make it more entertaining. The next Modern tournament should open with, I'm Mark Rosewater, and this is Jackass. And then he lights a deck on fire and stuffs it down somebody's pants. I would watch that. What the hell was this video about? Oh yeah, people don't like the fact that, let's say they're running some stupid little gimmicky combo. Okay, so all you have to do is blow up one of their artifacts or their enchantments and their deck just falls apart. There goes the combo. They can't do anything. They stand 0% chance of winning if you disrupt their combo. So it just comes down to what they call a battle of the sideboards. You sideboard in a negate and I don't know, I'd say cryptic command, but that's a little expensive for a sideboard card if you really urgently need it. I wouldn't say remand either because that card's a joke. It's not even really a counter spell. Well, actually, I said you have to destroy an artifact or something, so you throw in a naturalize or something or some, modern equivalent to that. So then if you pull that card, you're going to disrupt their combo and you're going to win. If you don't pull the card, then, or if you didn't put it in your sideboard because you had, different things to deal with your sideboard, then you're in trouble because you can't beat that deck. It's going to win on turn 4 or 5 every single time, and you don't have a way to stop it. So then your only hope is that their deck backfires, and that's about as fun to watch as you can imagine. Somebody just bringing out one land after they mulled a 5 and then doing nothing but chucking cards into their graveyard. Well, unfortunately, that's been true about Modern for quite some time now. So the whole, we want to get rid of Dredge because of the battle of the sideboards, because yeah, if you disrupt Dredge, it falls apart in a hurry. It's pretty fragile. I mean, that's like Charbelcher level fragile. So once again, boring binary condition. Did you have the sideboard to stop it? And are you going to mulligan until you get the stop it card? If yes, you win. If no, on either case, you lose. Boring Snoozeville. Plus, it's not fun to play. Not even just oh, we want it to look cool on stream. No, they'll just go to a different match if it's a boring matchup. They want players to actually have fun playing Modern, not even at pro level tournaments, just at F&M or Modern Monday or whatever. So that excuse for getting rid of Dredge, I mean, the first thing they said is Dredge is just horrible for the format. It's awful. Everybody hates it. So yeah. But then the second thing, the whole battle of the sideboards, are you going to disrupt it? That always was true. So something changed. Between the last ban cycle and this ban cycle, something changed. And I don't know about for Modern, but let me switch over to Standard for a second. As I've mentioned and made whole videos about, one of the top people at Wizards sent out a Twitter request saying, what would you rate Standard 1 out of 10? And I think even before that, the reason for sending out that tweet was basically because nobody was showing up to F&M. The numbers were dwindling. People were not playing Standard. They weren't showing up to stuff. Their sales numbers were down. Everything was down. So Magic was becoming less popular. So they had to figure out, are people pissed off? Do they not like something about Standard? Is that what's going on? Is there a competing product that just looks better? Why are we losing people? And that makes sense. If a corporation is losing money, the first thing they do is have a meeting and start making committees to figure out why they're losing money. Oh, and clearly customers as well. So I think he wanted to prove a point. He probably had heard, some whispers that people weren't happy with the state of Standard, so he sent out that poll to prove it. In fact, he tagged WOTC staff as a hashtag. So then he finds out everybody across the board hates it. 95+% people had nothing nice to say about Standard. So there it is. They've nailed it down. That is what's wrong with Standard. So then, meeting number 2, how do you fix it? All the players from the casual to the pro level are dissatisfied. What do we do to change it? Well, for people's actual comments in that survey, they had said, I can't stop the top deck, so I can't play what I want. And that was it. And once again, everybody from casual up to pro pretty much had that to say. They were saying Smuggler's Copter is broken. I can't stop turn 4 Emrakul. They control my turn, and if I had one single way to stop Emrakul, they will somehow find a way to demolish it while they're controlling my next turn. They could also swing your last most powerful creature into Emrakul, so no boosting that up to a 13/13 potentially, and then they'll burn a boost spell on it anyway. I mean, it's like they could burn a boost spell on their own creature and then have Emrakul boosted and kill your best creature. I mean, it was just too damn powerful. Other decks too, all the top decks, they said across the board, every single top tier deck, you just couldn't do anything to stop it. So what did they do? They got rid of the turn 4 Emrakul problem, almost, so they think now it's a turn 4 Ulamog problem. They got rid of the blue-white control flash decks because those literally cannot be beaten. Like, if you have a control deck and like a speed aggro deck can't even stand a chance in hell against it, your control went a little far in that case. You know, because that's what beats control, that and just spam flooding. And actually spam flooding would beat that deck occasionally, but it was also pretty fast. And the third one they got rid of just powered down all the decks across the board. They made every single deck less consistent. Drawing 2 cards instead of 1 per turn, yeah, that's some consistency. You're going to get to the card you need twice as fast as you naturally would be able to. So they fixed it. They fixed Standard. I mean, not completely, but they made a lot of fixes to Standard. I'm very happy with, their attempt at it, even though I would have banned Aetherworks Marvel instead, obviously. But at least, I mean, they took a shot at it, and what they wanted to do kind of got done. So I like that. I really like that they're actually, now doing something about it instead of, oh, we're going to piss people off if we ban something. It makes us look bad because we made a mistake. No, it's very clear that they made a mistake, okay? They made a mistake when they designed those 3 cards, okay? We're past that. And that is common knowledge in the public at this point. So finally doing something to fix it is, if anything, not seen as a negative thing, unless you own all those decks and whatever you're a net decker, I really don't care. If you play turn 4 Emrakul, you are a terrible person. I mean, there's wanting to win, and then there's like wanting nobody to ever want to play Magic with you ever again wanting to win, okay? That's going a little too far. And same goes for anybody who day one is going to play the Saheeli Rise stupid cat goat combo, okay? If you do that, you're a terrible person. It's common knowledge that is a completely OP combo. And these people, you know damn well, buying $30, $40 Saheeli Rise, 4 at a time, they're going to complain, oh, Wizards banned something and lost me another $100 and some. No, actually, you lost the money for yourself because it's pretty damn clear that's going to get banned. Like, you have to be, so, obsessed with winning to play something like that, and then doubly true if you know it's going to get banned, and we know it's going to get banned. It is going to go bye-bye, trust me. Wizards is now in fix-it mode, and if one deck dominates, they're going to fix it. I mean, look at Eldrazi. If one deck dominates, they're going to fix it. Probably not in a reasonable amount of time because they take forever to do everything, but that might be part of the change too because, they've made a change. They went from let's just let Modern sit there and rot to let's actually do something about it. And think about it. If the next thing they ban is Infect, 95% of players are going to be thrilled to death over that, and 5% are going to be super pissed off and out a lot of money. Well, guess what? I'm in the 95%, and that's fine with me. I mean, what, decision did, President Obama make that had 95% of the populace support? I mean, come on. So they're so worried about pissing people off. I think they finally realized that people are pissed off about the state of Modern and the state of Standard, and so they need to piss off a couple more people to make everybody else happy. It's called a compromise. So what do I think changed? I think that Wizards said, okay, we're getting all these complaints, these constant people complaining about everything. They're complaining about the state of the game, the state of every format. Do we do something about it? Do we not? Oh crap, we're losing money. Let's do something about it. That's what I think is primarily what changed between last year and this year. So that sounds like an awfully positive thing. Unless you're a tier 1 net decking dick, then it probably doesn't sound so good for you, but kind of brought it on yourself. Why did Splinter Twin get banned? Because people net decked it to death. They put it in everything. Everybody relied on it. Everybody jumped on it. It went into 11% of decks or something like that. And Wizards was like, nope, spreading too much. So that deck got net decked to death. The people net decking it killed it. It wasn't even that OP of a combo. I mean, it was annoying, but it was very easily disruptible. But nope, sorry, too many people played it. I mean, that was their excuse. Although, let's look at the flip side. If they had kind of the same strategy back then, because that was like 2 ban cycles ago, all you have to do is kill the creature that the Splinter Twin goes on, or counter Splinter Twin as a spell and hope they don't ever remand. And there goes the deck. So if you have a negate and a kill spell in your sideboard, you can now beat it, theoretically. And if you don't, then you're going to keep losing to it. And once again, mull to 3 and then forfeit the game type of thing. You know, it's just a gimmicky, stupid, single-purpose combo. So I think maybe that was the motivation behind the Splinter Twin banning, other than the fact that it was, quote, getting too popular. But if what they did say was true, that's actually even funnier, because NetDeckers net-decked the deck to death, which is just hilarious to me, obviously. You know why people jumped on that deck so much? Because you don't have to think. It was the easiest damn deck to run. I mean, you had decisions to make, but it was nowhere near any other deck in Modern. It was just get out this card, get out that card, scry and draw till you have it, mulligan till you have enough pieces of it, and then get the combo off. If they disrupt it, oh well. So I could train a dog or a chimpanzee to play that deck, and that's what attracted people, because NetDeckers don't think for themselves. So they don't want to think for themselves while they're playing, and honestly, they're not that good at Magic the Gathering in general, obviously. Otherwise, they'd be building their own decks. And of course, play skill and deck building skill doesn't necessarily go hand in hand, but there's enough crossover that, come on. So what do you guys think? Was Splinter Twin about what they said? Was it just getting too popular? It was in too many different top decks, and it was showing up too much at the tournaments? Or was it going back to the original strategy of get rid of binary conditions, get rid of sideboard battles? Well, if that's the case, I think we're going to slowly kiss goodbye some of the stupid gimmicky combo decks in Modern, and I will not be crying when they leave. Bye-bye Affinity, bye-bye Infect. In fact, bye-bye Storm for like the 3rd frickin' time. That deck has more lives than a cat. They keep trying to ban it, and it just keeps coming back. It's the herpes of the MTG world. So anyway, that's my thoughts on why they went from banning nothing to banning a whole bunch of crap. They have a new strategy, they have a new system for managing the game, and they're taking the loss of money seriously. Or I should say Hasbro's forcing them to take the loss of money and customers seriously. So if we all get pissed off enough about the state of any format, now they're going to do something about it, and I am thrilled about that. So make sure that you have your voice heard. If you don't like something, you don't like a card, you don't like a certain deck, a mechanic, a combo, whatever, make sure you get out there, you talk about it, you go on the forums, especially the ones that are actually run by Wizards so they actually see it, and they'll probably be forced to do something about it in the future. So the more hands-on control-y approach, I think people are mostly responding positively to it this time around. I mean, overall, there's some pissed off people, but usually it's just, oh, I lost money. Like, if they really step back and look at it, it was the right decision and they know it. So positive feedback this time around. I think we're going to continue to see bans like this, and the more bans, the merrier. You guys know that's always been my motto. One of my decks has Gitaxian Probe in it. You think I care? I'm going to swap it out for a different card because now nobody else can use it either. I'm fine with that. So that's just my take on what changed. What do you guys think? Is there any other deeper meaning to what they're doing or what they're saying? Let me know down in the comment section, and I'll see you guys next video.